Hey everyone, my name is Jose here with National Corporate Credit. Just doing a short little presentation on behalf of Alpha3 Inc., which is one of the main real estate agencies here in Chicago. And what I wanted to discuss today was about creative financing for your real estate business. How to obtain capital for your real estate business if you don't have any collateral, if you're just starting, if you're a startup, of course. So I want to go over a couple of points and kind of just to get this going, I want to talk about real estate. Me being a first-time real estate investor, I understand exactly what people go through and not being able to know exactly how to start. And one of the biggest things is that obviously real estate right now, the timing is right. More than ever, people really want to invest in real estate. People want to create passive income. They want to get their time back. Just like Robert Kiyosaki and many of the other groups and also mentors that many of the real estate investors started up with, they obviously need one thing, and that is raising capital or being able to have access to capital, whether it be your own or someone else. So capital is really important whether you have a real estate business, any type of business. And typically, most businesses really fail because of a couple of things, of course, such as lack of marketing, but more importantly, lack of capital. Just not having the money to spend and invest in your business is huge. So some of the facts about lending is that over 90% of the bank loan applications really get denied. There's no doubt about that. People get denied by banks all the time. Many financial options, such as private and public, will require capital. So for someone like myself, someone like a couple of you guys that are listening to this video, is that you're going to require capital. And we really don't have capital as much as we would like. So if we want a loan for $1 million, $250,000, $100,000, they're going to require something that's obviously of much higher value so that they can, in case something goes wrong and you can't pay back the loan, then they can go ahead and not lose out on that deal. So it is becoming a lot harder for new investors to obtain capital, obviously with no experience, no collateral. And then in real estate, in reality, you make your money when you buy, not when you sell. So it is always important to make sure that we keep the cost low when it comes to buying property. We keep the cost low to a lot of the expenses when it comes to fix and flips, and making sure that the interest rates are on a good standing. Because if you're going to start spending all this capital, all this money to obtain the property that you're looking for, you obviously want to make sure that you go in the right deal, knowing exactly what the numbers look like, knowing exactly that you're going to have enough money at the end to have some to actually make some profit. So with National Corporate Credit, our mission is to provide the solution to all businesses wanting to obtain capital. We want to make sure that everyone has access to capital. So we do have other programs, but today we're mainly just going to focus on business lines of credit. We are a Chicago-based business. We have affiliates all over the U.S., and we also have white label programs. So a lot of the programs out there are us. We just simply go ahead and name them under different organizations. And our headquarters is located in Elgin, Illinois. So that's a little bit about us. Now, something about myself and kind of like what we're looking at doing is that we specialize in helping any type of business, whether it be a startup, whether it be a restaurant or any other service-based business or a product-based business. We do have internet marketers that go through our program. But over 70% of our clients are in real estate. So the reason for that is because, again, a couple of the benefits that our program comes with, which is the reason why a lot of our real estate investors are attracted towards a program like this. So we search our local, regional, and national lenders for obviously credit solutions that's going to fit unique to your business. So we have about 16 to 20 different lenders that we typically take our clients to. We are a broker, so we personally don't fund the deals ourselves. There are situations where we do, but over the last couple of, just last year alone, we did over $60 million in funding. So obviously, we do require partners to be able to fulfill that amount of capital towards businesses. We do assist all of our clients in obtaining lines of credit for the businesses in which they don't report to the business. They only report, they don't report to the personal credit, only report to the business. It is not a vendor credit, okay? So what this means is that these are literally lines of credit where you can use for any purpose that you like in your business, whether it be buying property as a wholesale. And now there are a couple of things that you have to understand is that everything is in a case-by-case scenario. So you would have to contact us before, obviously, if you're looking to use it for a particular reason. I would suggest you consult with us first to see if this is something that's going to be a good fit for your purpose. But you can literally use these lines of credit for anything that you like. It's any purpose, so you can start, grow, or even expand your business. And we are servicing, currently over 650 active clients from all ranges of industry, as I mentioned. Real estate investors, we got different entrepreneurs, local business owners. And as I mentioned again, we want to make sure that we provide and that we fit the right solution for you. So we do provide free consultation and a business evaluation to all of our, typically with all our Alpha3 attendees, but at this case we can definitely extend that to anyone that mentions this particular video. In addition to that, so why business credit? And what can it do for you in your business? It's important to know the difference between personal credit and business credit. Not many people understand that business credit and personal credit, you have to separate them because they do affect each other at the end of the day. For example, did you know that typically when you are applying for a loan, whether it be a car loan, a mortgage, personal loan, even a student loan, you will get your credit pulled. What that means is that every time that someone pulls your credit, it gives you an inquiry. If you're looking to get a business loan, they will pull your credit. That means that you will end up receiving an inquiry even though you are not even though you're not using it on a personal level. So what happens is that you really have to separate your personal debts from your business debts. You have to be able to establish a financial track record. And more importantly, you also have to build your business credit profile so you can obtain the necessary capital so you can grow your business. But if you don't have those two separated, then obviously your business is going to be stepping on your personal business, and it just gets very, very hectic indeed. So one of the solutions is that one of the ways that you want to obviously go ahead and separate the business and the personal is by creating your business credit lines. A lot of I don't know if you knew this, but I'll just go over a couple of facts, is that did you know that lenders view you as maxed out, meaning that's the most that you can literally take once you hit the 30% the 30% credit line on your personal credit card account. So for example, if you have a $10,000 credit card, technically you have $10,000 available for you, but you can only use $3,000. If you use over $3,000, then you're considered maxed out. So you might think that you have $10,000, but in reality, you only have $3,000. If you go over $3,000, then your credit score starts to go down. It starts to make an impact, and this is the part where you may be using it for your business, but in the bank's eyes, You're using it for your personal side, and they think you're living off of your credit cards. And that is exactly why your personal credit score will start to go down. It's going to start to decline, and it's not going to be good. Now, after that, it's just a spiral downward, because anytime you want a loan on a car loan, mortgage, personal loan, business loan, they're going to see you as high risk because you've gone over 30%. Now using 1 to 29% of your credit limit actually strengthens your FICO report. So in the opposite of using over 30%, if you stay below 30%, it actually helps you. So 30% really is the limit that lenders will not extend credit, okay? So the other question that I typically get is, where do my credit scores come from? So there are 3 different credit bureaus, main credit bureaus. We have Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and they all have different scoring models, okay? That is important because depending on where you're located, on what part of the country you're located, different banks, different lenders will pull from different credit reports. One of them will pull from Equifax, another one will pull from Experian, a different one will pull from TransUnion. So it is important for you to understand the difference on the difference on your scores, okay? Now, having said that, the most important part of your credit report is pretty much being able to pay your history, okay? The payment history, I mean. So over 35% of the amount that is reported on your credit report is 35% of that of your credit score is based on your payment history. 30% is your current debt. So that is why a lot of Americans in today's society, they get into high debt. Now, all debt is not bad debt. And what that means is that certain types of debts will have a much more greater impact on your credit score than others. Okay, I'll give you a couple of examples. The credit card debt is the most dense, the heaviest burden on your credit report. Then you got, apart from your credit card debt, you got your student loans, and you got your mortgage, you got your car loan. So the car loan, the mortgage, and the student debt is not as heavy as personal credit card debt. It is important for you and for everyone listening to this to make sure that you eliminate or you at least reduce your credit card debt to less than 30%. Okay, your credit history. Credit history plays a small part, but it's still there, which is 15%. Means that somebody that's 18 years of age might have a 720 credit score because obviously they don't have much debt. That means their score is high, but their credit history is very low because maybe they just got a credit card a couple of months ago or about a year. So that really plays a role. So again, credit history is huge. The longer the history, the higher your score is, and the more likely it is for lenders and creditors to approve you. New credit. New credit plays a small part, which is 10% of it usually. And new credit means that if you go out there and open new credit card accounts, new credit lines, all of that does help, but it doesn't really help much, as it's not as much as a payment history or your current credit or your current debt. Same goes along with inquiries. Inquiries really play only a small part, which is about 10%. Okay, so some of the benefits to our program, what we offer is lines of credit for businesses. We specialize in raising capital up to $250,000. Okay, $250,000 that you can use for your business. All of these are guaranteed to have 0% interest for the first 6 to 13 months. It's 100% unsecured. We are not going to require any collateral, and there's no docs required. What that means is that we're not going to require for you to send us your financial report, your profit and loss statement. We typically don't require a business plan as well. What we do have is a stated application. Okay, So you can get funding in as little as 14 business days. Now, having said that, 14 business days might seem a long time, but in reality, it's really not. We're talking about real estate. So in real estate, you always want to have access to capital, especially if you have a deal coming up. The more deals that you have, the more money that you need, and the less time that you would want for you to have access to the money. So funding, it can be as low as 10 days or even less in some case, but just to keep it safe, it's 14 business days. We don't have any upfront fees, okay? No upfront fees. We are eliminating that for this particular video and for all of the affiliates for Alpha3 Inc. And also, last but not least, and super important, is that all of these credit lines will not report to your personal credit report. They only report to the business. So that means that, as I mentioned to you, if you guys remembered what I said earlier, is that if you go over 30% of your on your credit cards, like say you have a $10,000 credit card, you go over 30%, okay? That means that you cannot use over $3,000. Well, if you have a different credit lines for your business, you can use it 100%. That means that if you have $10,000, you can use it $10,000 and it will not affect your personal credit score, okay? That is huge because now you can actually have access to all the money that you have in lines of credit and credit cards and so forth without affecting your personal life, your personal side of things. And obviously I'm assuming you guys are very responsible, but you can really use that capital for anything that you like. Okay, it doesn't have to be. We're not going to be focusing on what are you using the money for. We're not going to go over in detail on exactly what is this purchase. We don't do that. We don't monitor your credit spending. You can use it for anything. It's completely up to you. Okay. Now, the steps in order for you to obtain up to $250,000 in unsecured credit is that first we would need to get a copy of your credit report. So this is the pre-qualification process. We have a team of underwriters that specialize just in underwriting your credit report. Okay, we don't pull your credit report. You have to pull your own credit report. We need to make sure that we take a look at your credit report just like the banks would. And again, the reason is because we don't want to add an additional inquiry on your credit report. Even when you pull your credit report on your own, it is only a soft pull, it's not a hard pull. So at that point, we do need you to obtain the credit report from creditchecktotal.com. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. It's creditchecktotal.com. And we need that because that's the website that we found that's much more reliable and it's owned by one of the credit bureaus. More importantly, it gives you all three credit bureaus. That means that we can get all three of them. And, like I mentioned before, it just depends on where you're located and the different credit institution. They're going to pull from all three or from one of the three, but we need to make sure we look at all three so that we can stay consistent in being able to quote you an amount that we'll be able to raise. Okay. Step 2 is the initial consultation. This is the part where we let you know exactly how much money we can raise for you, how soon can we get it for you, and because we don't have any upfront fees, we work only on a success-based method. So we will only charge our fee based on how much money we raise for you. So it is to our benefit to make sure that we only work with individuals that we can help. Because if we cannot help you, then it doesn't really help us and it doesn't help you. It's just a waste of time for everyone. So we want to make sure that we get the right people through this program. And then step 3 is obviously we go ahead and move forward with the application. We do have over 70% plus success rate, and this is just us being very lenient on the amount. We want to make sure that we under promise and over deliver. So in reality, it's typically over 90%, only because, again, as I mentioned, we only take individuals that we know we can help them raise capital. Okay. Now, last but not least, again, I'm just going to go over a couple of things. In order for you to qualify, there's only three things that we need from you. We need you to have a business entity, whether it's a corporation or an LLC. It has to be registered with the state. Okay, the business entity has to be in good standing. That means that it must not have any pending lawsuits, no judgments, no liens. It has to be an entity. It cannot be a sole proprietorship or or some other type of individual organization where it's a sole prop and you don't have a federal tax ID number. You must have a federal tax ID number. The second part that we need from you is for you to have a strong personal credit. 700 and above will be able to work. If it's slightly below that, we will still look at your situation, because there are certain things that is pulling your credit score, which means that only a small adjustment will be able to possibly increase your points by a good amount, and we'll gladly take a look at that. So if you have if you're close to a 700 credit score, we can still take a look at it, offer you the free analysis, and check to see what is it that you can do so you can get your credit score up and going. Then the last thing is, obviously, we must have that credit report from Credit Check Total. And again, the reason being is because we want to make sure that that our funding estimate is as accurate as possible. And it's not going to happen unless we have the right information. So make sure that you get it from creditchecktotal.com. For full instructions and more details, including our contact information, make sure that you text this particular word, which is Alpha3, to 336-777-7432. So if you text Alpha3 to 336-777-7432, not only will you get information about our program and everything we just discussed, you're going to get more details, and more importantly, you're going to get to know more about how to increase your business credit, how to obtain those lines of credit, and we're going to help you throughout the process to get more knowledge on how you can make your business a lot better and being able to have access to capital, whether it be private lending, alternative financing such as ACH loans. There's so many different ways that you can get money, and we are one of those solutions. So make sure you text Alpha3 through 336-777-7432, or you can also visit our website, which will be located on the description below, so that you can obtain more information. But definitely check it out, guys. If you guys have any questions, add it to the comments below, or you can also text this number and you will get my information, our information, and you can send us direct emails as well. Now, you can also contact us through the website. Our phone number and our email address will be on the website as well. So it was a pleasure being able to communicate this information to you. Looking forward to making more videos. I'm looking forward to getting a hold of many of you guys that are interested. And again, feel free to reach out. Looking forward to working with you guys. Take care.